dude.
My name is Mark Sampson. You're listening to Metal Rules Radio. Where the
Metal Rules Radio?
See, I did it. I said
Where the underground meets the playground. I'm Mark Salmon. This is Reese Dunlap.
I'm Jeff Rappaport.
And I am Mighty Matt Kivitz.
So in the news, Lamb of God have announced that they're having the Metal on the Mountain retreat.
Yes, to celebrate the acquittal.
Set to take place July 15th to the 19th at the Full Moon Resort in Big Indian, New York. Sound familiar? Oh, we weren't here for that. You so cited that story. You know what I'm talking about.
No, what?
The Carmen Apis.
Carmen Electra?
The Carmen Apis rock camp was also in Big Indian, New York as well. Which I think is in the Catskills or
that's way more from there. Yeah.
The week-long retreat, which is limited to 170 fans, will feature activities aimed at musicians and non-musicians alike. The curriculum created by the band will include guitar and drum clinics with Mark Morton, Willie Adler, and Chris Adler, as well as group instruction, songwriting sessions and competitions, nightly jam sessions with the band and fans, band question and answer sessions.
That's cool.
The premiere of the Lamb of God feature film scheduled for the fall theatrical release, and a full band concert the final night of the retreat. Longtime designer Ken Adams will discuss the creation of the Lamb of God album, Lamb of God, which is his new
hardcore ass fish.
The new fish
It's a similar band, but Aquaman is the drummer.
Right, yeah. And t-shirt designs, and band tour manager and sound man Brian Griffin. Wasn't he from Family Guy?
The dog.
Yeah.
Family Guy? What the fuck?
The smartest character.
Will instruct fans on the art of mixing a live metal show. Non-musical activities will include motorcycle excursions with bassist John Campbell,
Nice.
a seminar on primitive fire building by Randy Blythe,
What?
and a casino night. All the fans will enjoy all the amenities at the Full Moon Resort.
Who the fuck thought of this?
For more information, go to metalonthemountain.com.
Go to Disney Vacations.
Yeah.
Imagine Randy on Space Mountain, when they're coming over the big drop.
That sounds like a fucking Disney ad.
Yeah.
Although it sounds fucking awesome. Like really,
I read up on that. We're huge Lamb fans. When I got
You don't like thrash. Interesting.
I'm younger, man. I
don't know, man. That's weird, dude. That's a fine line.
When I got into doing vocals of metal, Randy is one of my top. He was the 3 people in metal that I was like, I want to sound like him, and that was one of the 2 people influenced. So when I heard about this, I'm like, dude, that's awesome. I would love to go to be with the band and see the classes.
Did you look to see how much it was? Because I forgot.
No, I did not look because I knew I couldn't afford it, so I didn't even see it.
Can you look it up and see if you can get a price on there? I'm kind of curious. I forgot to look up the price.
He didn't think much farther than how much the 40s cost.
Yeah, exactly. Really, I guess.
Can I just bring my own 40s? You guys just let me in?
Just let us in.
Yeah, just let me in.
But this is awesome though. It's really cool to see a band, especially a band of their caliber. They're pretty much the name when it comes to metal right now. You obviously have your Slayer and your Megadeth, and you have your Big 4.
I think they pretty much took over for Pantera.
In my opinion, yes.
I could go into that, but I don't know that I want to.
Don't alienate yourself anymore.
I'm not. Well, I'm not going to do that.
Yeah.
I'll just leave it alone.
I'm not a Pantera fan. Is what he's saying.
Oh, you're not a Pantera fan?
No, Pantera is fucking excellent band, but I didn't like when Lamb of God tried to become Pantera.
Oh, yeah.
I really wasn't feeling that. I'll be honest with you. Their music always was fucking dope. But as soon as it became, I was like, dude, you're not Pantera.
You were
try to be.
We love you for being Lamb.
Hello, my baby. Hello, my heart.
I'm like, don't try to be Pantera.
Phil was Phil.
Pantera.
We love Phil for being Phil. Randy is Randy. We love Randy for being Randy. Randy, don't try to be Phil. That's where
I felt like it was almost like borderline ripoff, and it's like, you're Lamb of God. You don't need to do that.
Yeah,
you know what I mean?
My train of thought on that whole thing is I always start thinking, would Lamb of God have been as big had Pantera still been around?
No, because Pantera definitely built up what Lamb of God built off of. They're obviously listening to music.
Right.
One of their hugest, if not biggest, influences for Lamb to be what Lamb is. You listen to Burn the Priest stuff, and Burn the Priest stuff was really dark. Not that Lamb's not dark, but it was really dark. You listen, as soon as it gospel, especially Palaces, and everything on that, it grew more and more. Is an obvious, great albums. Obvious that Pantera is the keystone of what built Lamb to grow into what Lamb was. So I don't think Lamb would be what Lamb is if it wasn't for Pantera.
But I feel like they became like Lamb of God. They had their obvious influences, but they did not need to go to that like rip-off stage. I feel like they got to a rip-off stage.
Vocally especially.
Not musically at all. Like musically, I don't think they even went there. Just the vocally thing.
Yeah, Redneck is a very Pantera song.
Yeah, it's like
really
if it isn't broke, don't fix it to me. And it's like they at that point when Ashes the Way came out and it went fucking 300,000 copies were sold and they got on Epic Records, which then became Sony. And it's just like, why do you feel the need to change what you've done to get you here, and try to mimic something that's been done that's already in the past that's done, ripping off of Pantera is the biggest mistake. Like we've always said as a band, when we play out, it's always like if somebody covers Pantera, it's like, dude, don't do that.
Yeah.
Like, why are you doing that? Don't do that. Like, it's just, you're not going to be Pantera. You're never going to be Pantera.
Right.
No.
Pantera is fucking Pantera. Leave it with them. They fucking own it.
Well, Exhorder kind of was Pantera first.
Yeah.
Okay, well, all right. Well,
Yeah.
not to delve into that, but...
Down is down,
And before that, it was Robert Johnson.
Yeah,
Right. Not even to delve into that is just, like, leave it where those dudes that owned it. And don't try to rip it off once you've already established something new that is successful.
Right.
Like Lamb of God did with Ashes of the Wake. They did not need to change their sound.
He's talking for me. This is the conversation I always have about
Is he
it.
speaking out? Like your thoughts are going into his mind?
I go, that drew on you?
Yeah.
I feel like Ashes of the Wake could have been repeated like for every other album afterwards, and if they just made new music that sounded like that, they would have been fucking just phenomenal ever since. But I feel like they came out and started trying to mimic something that somebody else did that was bigger and more successful maybe than them. I don't even really feel like that though, because like in the way that metal has been now, it's like somebody says Lamb of God to us and we're like, biggest name in metal.
Echelon. They're
just
the
biggest name
metal,
in our genre. I mean, because we're in the underground shit, the fucking metal core, like whatever you. We're like Lamb of God is like fucking superstar status when it comes to a band like us.
Yeah.
And we're like, dude, why would you ever if it's not broke, don't fucking fix it, man. And certainly don't take 3 steps backwards and start mimicking something that got you to the point where you are now.
Yeah.
Right.
I don't like that, man. I really don't like that. I'm like, it doesn't do it for me. It's just like progress what you're doing, keep doing what you're doing. If you got to the success where you are as the name that you are, you're Lamb of God to me in a band, it's like you were one of the biggest fucking names of metal, period. At the time when I was coming up and starting in a band myself, it's like, dude, don't fucking change it. Don't change it. Just keep it.
With that said, Metal on the Mountain is still extremely enticing because when it comes to talent, Mark, Willie, Chris, Randy included, those guys are some of the most talented individuals in the craft. The music they write, their song structures, their ability to make albums, hit songs is phenomenal. I would love to be. I won't spend the money personally to be a part of it, but I would love to be a part of something like that and seeing what they have to offer to us. Bring back in the metal scene, like a little metal retreat. We could go gamble and
I got so off topic.
Yeah, you did. It's okay.
I'm sorry.
There were good points.
I got way off topic.
It needed to be said though. But dude, I see. That's why I swung it.
Yeah, there you go. All right,
you were going off the road. I grabbed the wheel.
Take the wheel.
I'm going to swing it back again.
Oh no, take it right back.
Yeah, swing it back my way.
I bring this up every time we talk about Lamb of God. I think that they should send the 4 of us to camp for free.
Yeah, there we go.
And I'll tell you why. Because 12 years ago, Prosthetic Records took out an ad for Lamb of God in Metal Rules magazine and never paid me.
What? Dude, you know how many royalties you should be getting from that kickback right now? Dude, you could be up to a million.
Yeah.
It was a $400 ad. They never paid a penny of it. I'm thinking 12 years with interest.
Dude.
Send the 4 of us to camp.
Easy.
Hey, prosthetic, we're coming to break your fucking legs.
Listen,
All right.
listen here.
How's that sound?
You're going to learn today.
Motherfucker.
Motherfucker.
Anything else on Lamb of God?
Hard R. Hard R.
I'll say it again. Lamb of God's from North Carolina, so they're from the South, so that means they're down with the niggers. I just had to throw it in there. I had to find a way to get it in there. No.
If you don't have niggers at your camp, then you're just showing that you're
he's good.
Yeah.
He got one in.
Up top,
he got one in.
Yes.
You're just showing that you're a racist.
Yes.
Yeah.
There it is, man.
So not only do you not pay your bills, but you're a racist.
Yes.
Right.
Double whammy.
So you better have us to camp.
Yes. Bring us to camp.
Yeah.
Lamb of God, we love you, but be down.
Yeah.
Be down with the hard R. Bring us to camp.
Right. And that's what we have on Lamb of God.